Hi, these are my top 10 favorite puzzles, as of now. I either enjoy solving these a lot, or I like the way they look, or they just mean something to me personally. Before number 10, I would like to make some special mentions. Special mention number 1, the 5 by 5 by 5. This cube is also called the Professor Cube. This particular 5 by 5 is an old one by YJ Puzzles, and from what I know, better ones have come out since then. Among the purely face-turning puzzles, this is my personal favorite. It is just hard enough to need my attention, but it is not so long that the solve becomes laborious. In my opinion, anything beyond a 5 by 5 is just repetitive. Special mention number 2, the gear shift. I just love to watch this move. The landline gear shift 2x2 has a fascinating mechanism. However, it is not very challenging. Special mention number 3, the Whit Eden roadblock cube. This is the first puzzle that I feel I solved entirely by myself, and which wasn't just a normal shape mod or something. It looks like a cubic 3x3x9, but there's a lot of extra bandaging going on in the corners. So it needed a new strategy from the puzzles that I owned previously. However, knowledge of other more fundamental cubes and cuboids definitely comes in handy. And of course, I did use several concepts and algorithms from other puzzles, but this is the first time that I had the confidence to attempt independently and succeed at solving it, so it is special to me. And now we begin with our actual top 10 list. Number 10 is the UFO. The Dainsheng UFO is a shape mod, a very fun shape mod I must say, of the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. The solve strategy is almost entirely the same, apart from a few minor quirks. This turns quite well and feels good in the hand. And as you can see, the shape shifting is pretty cool as well. I would probably also include the Dainsheng Shield Cube along with this, that being another shape mod that I really enjoy the quality of and it feels good when you turn. Here's the Shield Cube, and yeah, the shape shifting is pretty cool on this as well. Both are really fun puzzles. Number 9, the Pentacle. The Chi Pentacle Cube is part of a series of puzzles that feels somehow premium. The size, the fancy packaging as you saw, and the excellent build quality make this a very enjoyable puzzle. The Ancient Coin Cube and the 4-leaf Clover belong to the same series, but I've picked the Pentacle to be in this list. It is not very difficult at all, but the solve can take some time because we have to keep aligning these circles, and that's the only reason it doesn't find itself higher up in this list. Yep. Number 8, the Ready Barrel. The Moyu Ready Barrel is a shape modification of the Ready Cube, which is a puzzle which I already really like. And what makes this version even more enjoyable is how handy it is. I keep it on my desk to fill with sometimes when I'm at work. The plastic is very good, the colors are very fun, and it even rolls very well, as you can see. And actually there are two solve states, because if these two yellows were up here and similarly all of the other colors were switched up, you would have a sort of a wave pattern that could still be considered solved, since I don't think either pattern is really standard or anything. And maybe another small quirk is that some of these pieces won't really fit where they appear. For example, this yellow is not flush, so that adds a small surprise element, but apart from that, it is an entirely intuitive and very easy solve. It's fun. I really like this puzzle. Let me just finish up. Number 7, the evil eye. The Moyu evil eye is in the shape of a dodecahedron, but with rhombic faces. The solve is actually pretty intuitive up until near the end point, after which we need to think of it as a cuboid with cross cube attachments on either side. And this is one of the first puzzles that I bought online, if not the first, and I was completely stumped. I remember using Marty Wolfman's tutorial for this. It turns pretty well, but it can get stuck sometimes. I like the colors. Number 6, the camouflage cube. This is actually the 3x3x4 version. It is currently in an unsolved state. The piece distribution and the solve strategy are both very fascinating, and after I got this, it was my favorite puzzle for a very long time. And the solve actually involves constructing the pieces of the 2x2 until it resembles a 2x2 and then solving it as such. But it's not very apparent that this 3x3x4 is actually internally a 2x2, which is why it is called the camouflage cube, because it's quite deceptive. Number 5, the Whit-Eden octahedral mix-up plus version 2. It's quite a mouthful, so we can just call it the Mike Armbrust octahedron. This puzzle is incredibly well built, especially for a Whit-Eden puzzle, and the solve is quite challenging. There is also a 50% chance that we will run into parity errors when reducing it to a cube. I don't really enjoy having to deal with parity maintenance, and that is the only reason this puzzle is down at number 5. It is perfect in all other ways. Well, almost every other way. I don't like the particular shade of purple here. I really enjoy the mix-up concept in general. Number 4, the 3x3x7. My list would be incomplete without a pure cuboid like this. And although I've had some issues with Whit-Eden's build quality with some of my puzzles, it just has to be admitted that they make the best cuboids currently on the market. And this is the proportional 3x3x7. The turning is fantastic. It has satisfying feel to it. The size of the puzzle also makes me feel very good. It's not very bulky, even though it may seem so. It doesn't feel bulky in the hands. Solve is also just the right level of difficulty, and I just love the way it shapeshifts. People who see it for the first time are usually very impressed by this aspect of it. Let me just bring it back, and yeah. Now we come to what is probably the inner circle of my favorite puzzles, and here at number 3 is the Crazy Chopper, the very puzzle Crazy Chopper. But before that, I just wanted to show you this, the Crazy Comet from Lan, made in conjunction with Oscar. I really like this as well, but both are very similar, so I didn't want to keep both of them in the list, which would seem like a bit of a waste. So I just decided to keep only the Crazy Chopper here at number 3, but just wanted to say that this puzzle which is also very similar, is also one of my favorites. So that's the Crazy Comet, and this is the Crazy Chopper. This is a spherical transformation of an edge turner that has turnable baby faces as well. This gives it a behavior similar to some of the crazy circle-faced puzzles, which is why it is prepended with the term crazy. And the colors from Very Puzzle are very beautiful, and both of these puzzles on the whole, they are very aesthetic and very enjoyable, and both are fairly challenging, especially the Crazy Chopper. And now we come to number 2, the Kirby Copter Minx. The actual name of this puzzle is the MF8 Helicopter Dodecahedron, but I just fondly call it the Kirby Copter Minx. I really enjoy Kirby Copter cube solves, and I've often wished that they were longer, and this puzzle serves exactly that. The turning is quite good, as you can see. It could be better, but even without lubrication, this is without lubrication, even without that it turns quite well. I think there's absolutely no issues there. And jumbling is also something that I've always found fun. Let me just get that ready. Yeah, the angle needs some care. This turn, it always looks like the rotors of a helicopter turning. That's always very interesting. I love doing that turn on this puzzle. And the shape shifting also, if we choose to do that, is really fun. I really like this puzzle a lot. And finally, number 1, the Fangshi Lim Cube Mix-Up Ultimate. I don't know where exactly to start with this. Let me just say that the build quality is amazing. The colors are so lovely, and the sounds that the puzzle makes as you hold it, as you turn it, everything is just so satisfying about this cube. And even when it comes to the solve, there are a lot of facets to this, a lot of steps in the solve process, simply because there are so many piece types. But even though there are a lot of steps, it doesn't really feel boring or repetitive, because we keep having to do something different. And I think that's why this is my favorite puzzle in my collection so far. So yeah, while I'm solving this, let me say thank you for watching this. Feel free to leave any comments about any of these puzzles. I have several mini puzzles on the way, many, and I plan to make a collection video after all of them arrive. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, thank you again, and bye.